could see you watching, it's not me, it's really God. When I put my head down, it works out. Jesus is my strength now, it's lit now. I could see you talking, but it's really not my business. Because in the end, that ain't never gon' stop. Wipe away my sins, I'm giving you soul talk. God did it, faith did it, pain did it, grace did it. These a couple things I'm naming that came with it. Apart from the world, cause really I'm way different. God did it, faith did it, pain did it.
Welcome back, guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. And today I have another message for you. And this message was put on my heart to talk about, and it's called emotions. Okay, it's emotions. It's the very thing we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Our emotions kind of dictate a lot of things and even choices we make, who we fall in love with. You know, how we act when we're out in public or even in secret, you know, whether we're feeling good or bad, our emotions. So let's talk about it. Emotions. An emotion, what is an emotion? An emotion is commonly defined as a feeling of joy. Sometimes we get joyful, you know, something exciting may happen. You know, you get joy, sorrow. Sometimes we're sad by circumstantial, you know, events, things that happen surprisingly. We may become saddened or sorrowful, fear, anger, love, and so forth. And emotion can range from a subliminal and unnoticeable influence to a strong feeling and to an overwhelming force. In addition, an emotion can arise without warning and forethought, and can cause one to behave in a way that is not or have not been or is not checked by rational thought. Now, as such, and unfortunately, there are times when our emotions completely take over our thoughts and actions that results in regrettable behavior. Have you noticed sometimes you might have found yourself, you know, you woke up in the morning and you were feeling good and everything was going great. And you get in your car and you're traveling down the street, headed to your destination, and someone cuts you off. And your emotions change. And all of a sudden, you're in a road rage situation. You're beeping your horn. You know, it's like a reaction without thought. You know, they cut you off and you automatically react by blowing the horn, right? Without forethought. And the response to you blowing the horn, now the person in front of you feels some kind of way. Now their emotions have been triggered. And depending on who they are, depending on their level of emotions, depending on what they're going through, they might respond to you in a negative way. And you might find yourself in a bad situation. And many times, and there are many people in their graves because of situations like this. Something that took place, it wasn't planned. It wasn't something that you were expecting. It just happened. And it happened out of nowhere, but it was an emotional response. It's something that came and you reacted. So it results in a lot of times regrettable behavior. Now, physiologically, from our body's perspective, the experience of an emotion may be accompanied by internal changes such as increased heart rate. You know, when you get upset, they say your blood pressure rises, so your heart rate increases. Increased respiration, you start to sweat, and hormonal changes. Did you know that your emotions are attached to your hormonal changes? How you feel? A lot of you are just a wreck because your emotions are not in check. Your emotions are all over the place. They're imbalanced because of your emotions. How you wake up and how you perceive the day or what's going on in your life. It can throw you off balance hormonally. And you just don't feel good. You just don't feel yourself. And a lot of these things are attached to our emotions. Now, in addition, an emotion may also include external manifestations such as different facial expressions, crying, shaking, tightening of muscles, and so forth. Now, the design of our body, soul, and spirit includes emotions, and a key component of who we are and how we interact with the world. Now, psychologists seem to agree that there are 6 basic emotions. There are 6 basic emotions that we tend to lead on, and that is sadness. Sadness is one of them. You ever notice when someone is sad, you go to a funeral or someone dies unexpectedly and the people whom are attached to that person are saddened. They're sad. They're crying, and their spirit has been triggered, and emotions are all over the place. Anger. Have you seen angry people? Have you seen angry people because of things not going their way, or because maybe something has happened and they're not fond of it, so they got angry, right? We have that emotion, right? Anger is a big thing today because a lot of things aren't going the way people want it to go. We're talking politically. People are angry with the president. People are angry with Congress. People are angry with people. Why? Because the choices or decisions that are being made, and people feel affected by it, so they get angry. Some people get so upset that it ruins literally their day. They can't think of nothing else but this particular subject. What's going on in the government, the president? I hate the president. I don't like the president because of this, because of that. And they can lay out a whole history book of things that he's doing that they can point to and say, I don't like him. Now, they might be talking to someone, and the other person may not have that same emotion or that same feeling. So they're talking to this person, and the person that's receiving this interaction with this person that is angry can see maybe through a different lens, because what they see is this person is politically bound and they are involved heavily and they're emotionally attached. I had a guy, I was at the gym, and he was so upset about the Palestinian war and things that were going on over there. And he was Palestinian, so rightfully so. But we were in the gym, and he was talking, and I can tell he was so upset and angered and angry. And he was talking so much that he began to spit while he talked because he was just so angered. And he was all over the place emotionally, rightfully so. And he didn't care who heard because the conversation was loud. And it was kind of, for me, it was a little challenging. Why? Because when you have this energy that expels from a conversation. Others are listening or able to listen. It can just send the wrong messages. Just because of an emotion that's being triggered by maybe someone else. You know, I was talking with him and he was extending his emotion to me about what he was feeling. So somebody hearing that conversation can walk away and say, or elate that to me, or that maybe we're both angered, or both angry people, or that we're both displaying some kind of view about a particular subject. So the thing is, anger is a part of the human experience, the human emotion. How about contempt? Contempt, disgust, surprise, fear. Those are also emotions that we find ourselves. We get surprised, we get fearful, we get disgust about something, right? We have contempt about something, right? Those are all of our emotional boundaries that we as humans take on, right? So now indicators such as the positioning of the eyelids, lips, focuses on the eyes, and opening of the mouth can provide insight into an emotional status and may reveal the inner workings of the heart. You can just talk to someone for a quick 1 minute or two, and you can find their emotions when they're talking to you. They're talking to you. You can tell if they're an angry person or a happy person. You know, they say, I feel your energy. I feel his energy. You know, some people have negative energy, it seems. Some people have great vibes when you talk with them. Some people are happy-go-lucky when you talk with them. Why? Because they're displaying an emotion that you can relate to as one who can receive an emotion. So, positive emotions are wonderful to experience. So we talked about negative emotions. So there are positive emotions that are wonderful to experience, whereas negative emotions can be painful and sometimes excruciating. What is more, emotions influence our perception of life and how we interact with others. You know, some people are so hate-filled. It's an emotion. Why? Because they don't like something. Maybe they don't like you because of maybe your ethnicity. Maybe because of what they've been taught. And so they've been learned in this area, and that's all they can focus on, and that's their emotional experience. And so when they see you, they just don't like you. We have to be careful about what we let in of our spirits, because it begins to formulate and take on an emotion, good or bad. And oftentimes, a lot of times, it's just bad. It's just bad. And a lot of times people become prejudiced. They become those who you may say are bigoted or you know, they have words for these kinds of behaviors, but it usually stems from an emotion or an emotional experience. Now, whereas negative emotions can be painful and sometimes excruciating, what's more, emotions influence our perception of life and how we interact with others. For example, look back in time and consider how you perceived your life and how you communicated with others when you experienced an emotion of joy and or of love. Now consider the same when you experience fear, anger, or sadness. Each emotion is akin to looking at the world through different sets of colored glasses. Think of when you had a joyous time with somebody, or you were with your friends and it was a joyous moment. What was your expressions like? What was your feelings? You reflect back and say that was a good time. Man, I remember last time we hung out, man, we had a blast. Man, I can't wait to maybe get together again and do that again. And then you can reflect on a time when you were saddened or angered or had a bad experience with someone, and just the very thought of it changes your mood. And sometimes, or maybe you've gotten out of your skin, and maybe you've done something that you regret, and you say, man, and just to think about what you did or how you responded, you regret that, and you say, I wish I could change that moment. Our emotions. Now, emotional awareness and control. How do we control our emotions? How do we become aware of our emotions and how it dictates our lives? You know, when someone does something to us, it usually sets the tone for our emotions, how we are going to act or react from the rest of the day. Some persons are not aware of their emotions. Some people are just not aware of their emotions. They just act, they just do things, but they're not aware of the effects even sometimes you draw negative people to you because of the things you're displaying yourselves. Sometimes you draw negative actions to you because of the actions in which you're putting off. You ever see somebody come into a store and they have this mean mugging looking face and they just look mad? And no one said anything to them, but they just give off an emotion that others detect. And they say, man, that man looks like he's evil, or he looks mean. He looks, man, you know, maybe they're going to hold on to their wallets or something. Or maybe, you know, they get a little tense because this guy looks a little threatening. And he could be the nicest guy walking in the building, big old teddy bear, right? And when you speak to him, it's like, oh, wow, oh, I thought he was a mean guy. Wow, but this guy, he's a pretty nice guy. Have you ever had some of those encounters? I have. That's why we cannot judge, but also to the person. Sometimes you have to regulate how maybe you look sometimes, how maybe your emotional guidance is when it comes to others. You know, sometimes I walk in the house, coming home from the gym or somewhere, maybe from work, and the kids or my wife may look at me and say, and they may feel like he had a bad day. Don't say nothing to him, right? Because he looked like he on edge, or he looked like he got that look, right? And I'm not aware of sometimes my own look. You know, sometimes I can get this wrinkle in my forehead, right? I think I get it from my dad, and he got it from his dad. It's a trait that we have, right? But some people have this wrinkle or this face that when they make certain expressions, it gives off a look, and it's not that they really feel that way, but it just looks like that. And so I've had when people say to me, hey, you look like you're intimidating guy, right? Intimidating. And I'm thinking, I'm not intimidating. I didn't think I was intimidating. I didn't think I was walking around intimidating people. But sometimes the expressions or the look that you give. Now think about those people who are actually putting off a look. For example, you know, if you're in a gang, or if you belong to some kind of street gang or some kind of affiliation with some group, you're going to look a certain way because they command you to look this way, look that way. So you're associated with them by way of what? The way they look. So we can point them out. They wear certain colors, right? They do their hair a certain way, right? Or they wear a certain tattoo or something, right? These things give away a lot of times people's perception of you, but also our emotions, right? Our emotions are greatly tuned into how we interact with each other and how we are perceived. Okay. Now, however, when possible, it is important for us to recognize, understand, and manage our emotions. Now, that takes a part of us to do something. We have to take accountability of our emotions. We have to take accountability of how we respond. We have to take accountability of our actions, not necessarily someone else's, but your own. Regulate it. Be intentional about it. Think about it. Forethought it. And then move forward, right? Now, Some emotional experiences are temporary, while others may last for a longer period of time. For an example of a temporary emotion event is when someone, i.e. a driver on a highway, does something inappropriate. We talked about the driver on the highway. I've had those encounters, right? And we're going to leave that right there. So, but we have those encounters with the driver on the highway or on the road, right? And we first experience frustration, then anger, followed by a rise in our blood pressure. I know you didn't cut me off. Dude, you know I got my family in here. And listen, this stuff happens so quickly. It's in a split second. Your mind has the ability to process these emotions and these things and this action real quickly. And before you know it, you're already reacting. And it happens so fast. And you're already creating a situation that maybe you will later regret. And your blood pressure rises. And your anger rises. And your reaction to the fact that you're angry is dictated by the person in whom you're trying to show that you're upset. So you catch up with them and you give them a mean mug, a look, or you may even give them a middle finger because you're not saved. That's a joke. Because sometimes as Christians, we do things that we should have not done, or we might throw up a finger that we should have not done. And then we have to come back and say, Lord, forgive me for I didn't mean to react this way. I didn't mean to do that. I kind of just reacted without thinking. So now the person sees the middle finger. Now their emotions is triggered. And now they throw up a middle finger, and now they throw out some curse words, and maybe they'll throw something out the window at you. And now it's on, right? What are you going to do now? Now, do you stop the car while doing 90 miles an hour and get, pull over to the side? Some people do, right? And it just gets worse. Now, when we attempt to rationalize their driving habits by questioning their intelligence, they eventually see that's the temporary. So sometimes it's temporary, and sometimes, depending on your reaction to it, it can go on, right? It can get worse. It can get bad. So I've had times when people cut me off, and it was a really quick experience, and then it went away. Their car disappeared, and that emotion that was there, it goes, it leaves, because that person who cut you off is no longer there, right? And so then you're able to move on. Eventually that emotion or that feeling goes away. However, there are times when an emotion will last for a longer period of time, even to the point where it seems normal because we forgot what it feels like to live life without the emotion. Sometimes people are just walking around mad. They watch too much news. They are indulged in negativity. And their emotion is always on 100. Their emotion is already ready and able. Why? Because they're feeding themselves negativity, and so they have a reason to be upset. And they're just waiting. They're like a firecracker ready to explode. And then you happen to run into them at the local grocery store because you might have, taken their parking space. And then all heck breaks loose, right? It's important to know emotions can provide an opportunity for Satan to lead one astray, especially negative emotions, which will occur more often as we get closer to the last days. Why? Because listen, in the last days, the Bible says men will increase in knowledge. As we see, we're now talking about robotic intervention, robots taking on your jobs, AI, artificial intelligence. So what does that do? It displaces people. Because now I have a robot or machine doing a job that a human should do. Why? Because humans need the job in which to then make money to provide for themselves and or their families. A robot don't have a family. A robot is not needing to provide for itself. Well, now the boss says, well, hey, we don't care. We have robots replacing you anyways. So you can pick it all you want. You can stand on the corner with your signs. It means nothing because our robots are still working and we don't need you. We don't care if you go on strike. We don't care if you don't show up for work. Listen, the last days, as the Bible says, men will get wickeder and wiser. See, wise can be pointed to those things we see today, right? We're so smart. We're so intelligent. We're so, versed. And we just have it all together. Technologically, we do, seemingly. But yet, evil is still prevalent and even worse. So the Bible says men will grow in knowledge, but also in evil. And so people get upset. More and more people will be upset. More and more people will get displaced. More and more people will have a reason to fume at the ears. They will have a reason to get upset as they are losing their livelihoods, as they are losing their ability to survive. So in these last days, now when I say last days, sometimes people think, oh, are we in the last days? Does that mean tomorrow? Does that mean next week? Does that mean next year? No, don't necessarily mean that. Listen, it means the last days of this earth being ran by men. See, the last days in which man, see, the Bible says man is in control right now. Satan is the prince of this world. Man is running the ship. But his days are numbered. As you can see, man did pollutes. The world, when God finished, he said it was good. It was beautiful. And man came along as God made him, but the Bible says man was bent on sin, on his own way. And so as time progressed and as we see over time, man began to what? Corrupt, pollute, destroy. And now we see our foods are contaminated, chemically bound, pesticides, all in the name of profit. All in the name of greed. So we are being poisoned while we eat. We are trusting our health with farmers and those who are responsible for our foods. We trust the local grocery store. We have the FDA, the Food, Drug, and Administration in place. These places are supposed to be for our good, in our favor. They're supposed to regulate. But as we see, things have been able to get by. We see cancer on the rise. I read a report and it says more and more young people are experiencing cancer. It's something in the food. Autism. Disorders of many kind are affecting young people, babes. They're being born with all these abnormalities. Why? Because there's something in the foods. And so now the president is signing an act to try to clean up a lot of this. But let me tell you, when man gets involved, when man begins to drive the ship is being led astray. And ultimately to our demise. And so you may say, well, where's God? Where is God? Some people, where's God in all of this? He's where he's always been. See, God will allow a man to run amok. God will allow a man to run his course. But see, what also God has given man free will. God will not impede on your free will. That's his agreement to you and I. That's his agreement to us. You have the choice today to choose ye today whom you will serve. Will it be God or will it be man? And so, God will not impede on your free will. Though we are in this climate, this world, this situation where, it's like, who do you trust? Who can you trust? Can you trust the doctors? Can you trust the farmers? Can you trust those who are in charge of our health care? Well, seemingly, there's something in the water. Seemingly, it seems evil is outweighing the good. This should not be happening. So we're going to go back to the topic of emotions. People are upset as they see their world crumbling, as they see things not being done as they should be, as they see things not meting out as it should have based on what was said to them. And so they're upset. And people are increasingly becoming more and more upset. Anger is taking over of people's lives. They get up early in the morning to go have coffee with their friends just to talk about what's going on in the world, and they get upset. And they're walking around upset. It has altered their day. They are upset. And every time they turn on the news, it's a reason to get upset, to get anger. But it's a foothold for the devil to take part in your life. See, when you allow anger to nest in your heart, when you allow it to cultivate and grow, when you fuel it, it's like having a fireplace and you fuel it with the wood. It just continually grows the fire. So when you allow these things to come in, you say, well, it's happening. What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to sit and do nothing? So we get upset and we say, what are we supposed to do? So we get upset because it seems nothing is being done. Listen, I see a lot of people's opinions about certain things and topics. And I see a lot of people say this and say that, but it doesn't mean anything because you're just talking, but talking without any action means nothing. It's just an opinion. As if someone has said, it's one of those things that everybody has one. And it can go on and on and on and on and on and on as things change until there's action, until there's something done. Well, listen, I can tell you what to do. First of all, we need to cry out to God. This nation have abandoned God. This nation have become self-driven. You in the United States have been told you can do, be, and become whatever you want to be. We was once considered the greatest nation on earth. You said, well, we still are. Well, I can find you a group of people that will argue that. I can find you a group of people, and it's growing, that will argue that. Are we still the greatest country on earth to live in? I didn't say militarily. Yes, we might have the most power militarily, but I'm talking about your health. Because what's all that if you're dying? What does that mean if your food is poisoned and your water is not tangible? What does military might mean in that regard? It means nothing. So I ask you, are we still in the greatest place on earth? Do a stat, do a search and see where on earth do people live the longest? Where on earth do people grow old and not die in their 40s and in their 50s? Do your own research.
Got some bad news from the physician. My heart started pounding as I listened to what was said. 'Cause in my head I never thought it could happen to me. But I recall what I was taught in the 34th chapter of the book of Psalms. In spite of our afflictions, He'll deliver us from them all. My trust still lies in You. I know You're gonna bring me through this trial, but I'm not ending now. I know it's gonna get hard sometimes, and when those moments come, I'll rest within Your arms and give You praise for what's about to come. No matter how long it takes, I'll never give up my praise. So while I wait, I'll be patiently praising You. No matter how long it takes, no matter how long, I'll never give up my praise. So while I wait, I'll be patiently praising You. Every day is a brand new day. Gotta take some time to renew my faith. 'Cause the pain is saying opposite.
We call it macaroni and cheese. We call it whatever it is you're having for dinner. And that's what the box told you were having. But if you do a thorough search, you will find that there's some ingredients in there that are killing you. It's killing your cells. It's attacking your cells. While you're feeling full, while you're feeling like you ate and you fulfilled a need, what you really did was introduce some foreign agents, chemicals in your body that are now at work. And you'll get the message. You'll get the message when you go to your doctor and you find out your blood pressure is high. You'll find out you're dealing with some ailment or something going on within you. You'll find out.
I'll be patiently praising You.